Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm hoping you guys are all having a fantastic day. So today's upload is going to be, as you can tell by the title of this video, my spring outlook, and it's gonna be an exciting one, especially since many people at this point are looking towards spring. A lot of people are eager to start digging in their gardens, looking towards just warmer temperatures. Despite this winter not being too cold or too snowy from many locations, it's just probably made it even worse since it's been in the 30s and 40s. It's just really crummy weather. And now it looks as if spring is on its way. The days are getting longer. Again, the spring looks to be above average for a good portion of the country with warmer temperatures. So that's exciting news, as a cold spring is just the worst. So let's get into this video. So first off, let's look at the Weather Channel, what they have to say about this, and notice how they are showing near to slightly below average across South Dakota or North Dakota into Minnesota and into Montana. That may be a little bit more extended into parts of South Dakota and into more of Minnesota, into Wyoming, though I definitely don't think it will really be dominant. Again, the main reason as to why this winter has been so warm is because of the really cold temperatures that have been locked up in the polar areas, and the polar vortex is very strong. It's so tight, so strongly bound, it really doesn't want to move, and that's why it's not really sending down polar vortices down into the U.S. or even southern Canada, and that's why it's the record sea ice in 10 years across the Arctic in the north. So that's a good news. The ice is not going to be there for. It's not thick ice, but it's definitely there. It's the thickest it's been in the past 10 years because of that strong polar vortex. And you can see this is what they have for March. And it shows above average for a good portion of the southern 3/4 of the country, and then near or slightly above average for the north as you move towards the northwest, and a little bit cooler in the northern U.S. But you can see it seems like most of the warmth will be towards the southwest and into the southeast. Now let's look at April. You can see the temperatures may get more moderate. They're showing near or slightly above average conditions across eastern United States, and above average, pretty above average, remarkably above average across the west. And it may be a little bit cooler across portions of the east during April. We'll see. But again, by the time April comes, things start really warming up. The temperatures, the days are longer, so even if it's slightly below average, that's still tolerable. March is probably the worst, as it could still be a full-fledged winter during March. It seems as if this year that may not be the case. It seems like there will be more warm temperatures. A few snowstorms will probably be there, especially towards the northern plains. May actually make them, supercharged snowstorms with all this moisture, as the warm air holds more moisture. So we'll see about this. Again, they have pretty high confidence about this warm weather, the Weather Channel. So that kind of gives a better perspective. You can see May, they're back to the above average across most of the United States, much above average for the west. It looks as, again, the cold air, if any, would not come down to the United States because of that strong polar vortex up to the north. And it's, in my opinion, this is a forecast that's a dream forecast for me. For winter, I always want colder temperatures. I always want, just a cool down, right? But look at this. I mean, it's just so above average across these locations that it's basically what I want. During winter, as I said, I like cold weather. During the spring, I like warm, and summer. So I don't know if this will come true, to be honest with you. There are some mixed feelings about this with other weather corporations that have this, but it seems as if the trend is definitely there, and the latest models, the long-range models, are also showing some warmth for these months. So it's looking as if it may be an exciting time. As again, what I hate more, I think I hate a cold spring more than a warm winter, to be honest with you. So this is the overall temperature outlook through March through May of 2020, all the months combined. You can see above average in the dark orange for a good portion of the country, extending from the west into the southern plains. into the southwest where it's much above average, and then it kind of gets over the southeast. It doesn't really go down there fully. That could be near or slightly above average. That could be due with a little bit of lingering cold air by there. By the south, and that's what we see in an 8 to 14 day outlook as well. If you were to look at it, they show more cold air across the south than the north, and then a little bit chillier or up slightly closer to average across the north, but then the east as well is pretty warm, above average. It's confidently above average. So, this would, again, if this were to come true, which the confidence is, I would say, higher than it has been in the past, but if this were to come true, then that would be just amazing. I at this point, it's hard for me to make even videos about winter storms, as it's just, I don't know why this year has been just really, really a dreadful year for winter. It's just been, the weather has been just constantly muggy, not really snow, kind of warm, not really warm enough to go without a coat or a sweater outside. It's been in the 40s, 30s. It's the worst type of weather. But you can see this is the NOAA's, or Climate Prediction Center, 3-month outlook for February, March, April. You can see they're showing a little bit more cold air across the northern U.S. and warmer across the south. So I think that this was, again, made January 16th. So things have trended towards warmer conditions ever since that time frame. So if this were to be updated soon enough, I think it would be more similar to the Weather Channel. So don't get really misleaded by this, as just because the Climate Prediction Center is showing, chilly across the north, it may be a little bit overdone. I think the warm air will be a little bit more prevalent, especially looking now into the long range. We're seeing more warm temperatures, right? We're looking at a cool down next week, this upcoming week. And then after that, we could be looking at a consistently warm pattern for going into March. So that would be really exciting. That would be very, very, very pleasant. So this is the AccuWeather highlights for spring 2020. You can see this doesn't really have a temperature outlook. It's just what will dominate that certain region. You can see for the northeastern and midwestern United States, they have a chilly start. So that basically, they're saying that it'll be chillier there at the beginning and then warmer towards the end. Get above average. I think that's pretty good estimate. I think this is actually really good. I think that it may be chillier to the start if it's not warm right away, and then it will eventually transpire into some above average temperatures. You can see warm for Florida, severe thunderstorms as a result of that warm shower, so just active across the southeast. Because of the warmth possibly in the west, you can see dry and hot to the south. These storms could get absolutely fueled, so come April and May, we could be looking at some large severe thunderstorms occurring. Then look at the west, stormier earlier, then drier, rain, snow, so also active. Only region where it's drier is really the southern Texas plains and into southern California, Nevada, and into Arizona. So now I will show you my forecast and what I think. I was thinking of not doing one, but then I was like, I have to do one, as it's basically mandatory for me to do one. Okay, so notice that I have chilly across the west. It's not as much as AccuWeather is showing. It's quite a bit more than what the Weather Channel is showing. Okay, but again, I think that it will be chillier across the north to start, possibly. Though it will be limited. It won't be Arctic air at this point, it seems. You can see mild conditions across the Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Michigan. I think all these locations will have a mild spring, warmer than average. I don't think it'll be hot, though. As we get closer, it may start looking like that. At this point, it seems like it'll just be mild. You can see severe weather as a result of this on both sides by the Colorado Rockies, where we still get a little bit of that cold air coming in, mixing with the mild air that could spawn some severe thunderstorms. And again, some more severe weather on the northern side of the southern jet stream across the southeast. Southeast, I just did warm, including the east coast, and a little bit of kind of chilly across extreme portions of upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and into Maine. And then if you look at southern Texas right here and into Arizona and New Mexico, we have dry conditions. I think it'll be hot here as well, kind of like I showed it here in California. These locations in the gray, I put average. Basically, that's what I'm saying by that is I don't really know what will be dominating those locations. It could be several things. It could be either, more rain, snow, more chilliness, or more hot and dry weather for these locations. I know that for the Northwest, though, rain and snow seems like, there will be quite a bit of activity going on And I should have mentioned that there will be some quite a bit of activity going on across the southeast as well with the rain and the storms. So that's basically it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you all guys in the next episode. See ya. Bye.